How much money do you want to make this month, Ashley?
Um, $10,000.
Is that a question or a statement?
I mean, that's the thing, because like with my notary,
What do you really? But again, I don't care about the notary. I don't care about the ice cream. I don't care. Listen, you could make $1 million selling ice cream, in somewhere near the equator next month if you're in the right spot in middle of, I don't know, like Argentina or Brazil. I don't know, but like Turks and Caicos. I don't know, but like there's people you could make tons of money however you want. It doesn't. It can be however you want. What do you want, irrespective of the how? Forget the how for a second. What do you really want? What's a stretch that would have you go? But man, whoo, that I can't believe I just did it, but that makes me feel like $1 million.
$20,000 a month.
Sweet. So write that down. Everybody, do what I'm talking about right now. Everybody, do you have an income goal for the month of January? Write it down. What do you want? What is a number that just has you like you're giddy as a school child, okay? Like you're just absolutely tickled pink. You're elated. I don't care how you get it, okay? And get outside of the house. Well, Jeremy, you don't understand. I do this for my career. I have this. I don't get raises. I don't care. I don't care. I don't have a business yet. I don't care. Okay? I don't care what your situation is. Okay? I've seen, like, I remember one of my clients, David, he was a pastor at the time. He was doing some consulting on the side, making like $100 an hour. Okay. I told him to raise his prices. He 10x'd his prices, or he went to like 12.50 an hour for consulting. He got multiple jobs. He made tens of thousands of dollars in a matter of a month or something. Okay. There's so many different ways that you guys can make money. It doesn't matter what your career is, but just like, what do you want? Okay. What do you want? What do you want? Okay. So let me give you guys some examples. And then here's the thing, like, just start writing out what you want in order of desire. It can be whatever. It could be financial. So I have things like for my health, my business, my different businesses, my wealth, house goals, friends goals, right? So for instance, I have a certain business model I'm working on right now, and I was like, I want to make friends with others doing multiple millions a month and this kind of model, right? That was one of my goals. One of my goals is to at one point own my own national tax accounting, bookkeeping, strategic tax strategy firm and have it specialized for Christians. Like I'm just giving you guys some random ones. I got a ton of stuff here, okay? Um, anyways, and there's lots of different things here, like at cost metals, like I want to be the number one earner for that. I have goals for all of our stuff. We're opening up a new company for debt negotiation. So like I want to be the number one company in the world for Christians, all that kind of stuff, right? In the US. But the better thing that you guys can do is you can write scenes. Okay. How many of you guys know that if you can see it like a movie in your mind, it will be more emotional and more exciting? Okay. So your goals, the more you can make them like a movie scene that you can picture. So one of the things I wrote down was like there's a popular guy named Ed Milet that some of my friends they know him and whatever. He's like a big financial, or like inspirational speaker guy. It's like one of my goals, like I want to be on this podcast being interviewed about my new book. Okay. That's one of them. I have a scene that I wrote down of walking into Barnes and Noble and seeing my book, and on the cover it says international bestseller, over 20 million copies sold, and there's 100,000 5-star reviews on Amazon. Okay. See how specific that is versus I want to have a book one day. Right? Get specific. When do you want it by? Right? I have a goal of myself on Forbes magazine, where it says Christian coach taking the nation by storm, like I picture that, like I picture stuff like that. I have stuff like, um, vacationing in Cancun here in the next couple months of it's a place I want to go to, at the specific resort with my family, all the stuff I want to do. Like there's just little goals, big goals, whatever you guys want. Um, I picture a stadium full of clients. Like literally, I picture 10 football stadiums around the country, literally packed, where I see 1 million people in there that are debt-free millionaires for the glory of God, filled up with the Holy Spirit, giving generously, paying for Bibles, getting translated all over. And I could just keep going on, guys. I mean, I'm in my next dream home. I have a scene of my boys. They're riding around on scooters. Now, why did I do that? On sitting scooters. Why? Because I have young boys. So in my mind, I'm like, if I put a scene of my boys all playing basketball, that means this is like going to take 7 or 8 years. You know, I don't want that. I want it next year. So I'm like, well, a year from now, what are my twin boys going to be doing? They're going to be riding around those little sitting scooters. So I close my eyes and I picture myself in the driveway of my next dream home with my boys riding around those sitting scooters and like watching them play and have fun and go up and down the huge driveway. Are you guys tracking with me? So like Ashley, this is what I'm saying is like you have to get so lost on the how, or sorry, on you have to get so lost and just sucked into the ultimate goal of what you want. And don't worry about the how yet, right? So like focus on 20K. How does it feel? Like Ashley, what's something that you would do when you're making $20,000 this month? Like what would you do to celebrate that? What would you do? What's the first thing you would probably do?
Take my kids somewhere that they've wanted to go for a while, long
Where
time.
do they want to go?
It's called Pelican Lake, and everything is like so expensive. But
Right.
it's like a climbing, gym climbing, go-kart place. Yeah.
All right. So like take a moment right now and close your eyes and put your hands on your heart. And I want you to picture you got the kids there and they're at the lake and they're riding around the go-karts and you're loading up that little fun pass, whatever, and you don't even care how much they put on it because you know you're not even going to use all the points because you've got so much you loaded it up with. They're doing the go-karts. What else are they doing there? See it in your mind. Close your eyes. What else are they doing?
The rope course, like the elevated rope course, and
Can you see their faces when they're looking down? Like, this is so cool, mom. This is so fun. Wow. You know,
yeah.
how do you feel? And keep your eyes closed. How do you feel as a mom when you're driving home from the lake and the kids are just so elated? They're so excited. Like, how do you feel knowing that you were able to make that happen with God's help? How do you feel?
Just like overjoyed and ecstatic
Yeah.
that I made them
Awesome.
happy.
I love that. Right. So, like, how do you think you would show up every day in your business, and how much money do you think you could make if every day you lived in that energy all day,
A
every day?
ton more than I am now.
Yeah, right. So it's so easy though. Everyone here, I understand. Okay, the bank account saying one thing, the neighbors, the family members have their opinions. God help us for that, right? Their friends, our church family, love, well intentioned. They've got their opinions. Okay, the bills are saying one thing, the bank statements are saying the one thing, the news is saying the one thing. There's so many things screaming at you. Here's what you don't want. You guys have to double down on what you do want, and you have to get obsessive around the goal, and you have to live in delusion around the goal. Like in Melissa, you guys heard how she was saying earlier. She's like, I already did 1 million. I'm showing up like it's already done. Right. And they're like, this lady. And so here's what people are going to think of you. One of two things. They're either going to think this lady is a complete delusional whack job who needs major therapy and is out of her mind. Or she's like, not saying that's not possible. Or this lady is the freaking coolest person I've ever met, and she's obsessed and she's serious and she's going to go do some amazing stuff. And I want to be here to watch the party. I got my popcorn, right? So I'm telling you, like, that's how you live every day. And like, Ashley, how would you? So, and here's where we take it to another level. This is where it gets even better. Visualization, writing out your goals every day. Do it, 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 do it. Okay. I know Sharnita, she's going to post this and she's going to remember every single amount of do it's that I just did. She's going to have like 9 or 10. She's going to know exactly because she always posts such good recaps. She's going to be like, it was exactly 10 do it's, Jeremy, just so you know. Okay. Do that every day. But what you also have to do is you now have to make decisions in light of that goal. Okay. You have to show up. You have to tie on your shoes. You have to put on your clothes. You have to step out of the house. You have to step into your church. You have to step into your conversations. You have to look at your bank account. You have to do all of those things from the perspective of I've already done $20,000 this month. How would you sell ice cream? How would you go market yourself? How would you show up on Facebook Live? How would you talk to your friends and family about your business if you believed you already had made $20,000 and you were guaranteed to make 20,000? Like the check's already been mailed, it's just in the mail and you haven't gotten it yet, but it's about to be opened up. How would you show up, everyone? Think about it. Raise your hand if you wrote down an income goal for the month. Anybody do that? Raise your hand. Okay? Did it inspire you? Did it get you pumped up? Okay? Ask yourself, type in the chat, how would you show up every day to every area of your life if you actually believed that was already done? How would that affect your life? How would you show up? How would that improve your financial situation? How would that improve how you show up in your business, with your clients, with your coworkers, whatever? Confident and unstoppable. Absolutely. Yes. I know, Shanice's like, I was so busy in the Royal Caribbean, I didn't think about it. Okay, awesome. Immensely, 100%. Smiling, confident, even more approachable, 100%. Would you come off desperate? Anybody? No. Okay. Some of you are like, I don't want to, why isn't my business working? How come I'm not getting these job offers? Because you're coming off desperate. You have to get out of that. But if you know that you're already like, I was talking to someone today and I'm like, listen, I'm not desperate, right? I already know where I'm going. I already know where I'm going to be. I live my life to the best of my ability from that future identity. You have to. Yeah. Alive. Yeah. Totally. I love that, Tammy. That's great. So again, guys, you have to visualize your goals every day. Write them down, read them, whatever. Look at them. First thing in the morning, I recommend as soon as you wake up and your eyes open, start looking at your goals and writing out new ones, okay? And then pray over them, okay? Pray over it and thank God in advance for it. But then you have to take action that's in alignment with it, right? You can't just sit there and have all this great kumbaya session with you and Jesus, and then get up and not do the things that are going to help you actually make it a reality, right? So if Melissa's like, I want to make $1 million this year, and then she has the option to hire, let's just say, like a marketing expert for, let's say it's $500 a month to get new leads, and she's like, oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I don't know. That's kind of risky. But do you need that to hit the goal? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, and if that's what's necessary for you to do that, then you need to go spend the money. And if you don't spend the money, what is that telling you? You don't believe. And if you don't believe, don't expect to have a big miracle and a big breakthrough. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I read the New Testament, I don't see Jesus doing anything of significance when people are doubting. I never see like, oh, there was this amazing breakthrough. Everyone got healed. All these people had to, and it's because they were unbelieving and nobody believed, right? We have to get rid of the pessimism. We have to kick doubt and skepticism and all of that stuff to the curb. And you have to get rid of it. And the best way to get rid of it every day is to convince your brain it's like those negative things are not the truth. What you're visualizing is the truth. What's in your brain. Did you guys know your brain does not know the difference between Melissa making 20 or $1 million in a year and her making $10,000 in a year? Her brain is only going to believe what she feeds it, guys. Your brain, like we sometimes forget that our brains, there's a very much a flesh and bones component to our bodies, right? Just like our elbows, right? Or our quad, or our ACL. Like, yes, like we're spirit as well, but we're also flesh. And there's a part of our brain that is also just, it's flesh, right? If you cut half of it out, like it's not going to work, right? You can be spirit filled and image made and all this stuff, but if you cut out part of the brain, it literally you cannot function as a human being. So you forget sometimes that literally your brain can be rewired. Your brain only believes the things that you've been feeding it for so long. You can retrain your brain. Everyone, listen, you can retrain your brain. You can create new neural pathways. And if every day you tell your brain that you've already made $1 million and you picture it and you live it and you experience it in your mind first before it happens in your life, your brain starts to go to work for you, helping you make your life look like the thing that you've been telling it is already true. And here's how I know this is already true, okay? Those of you who are still skeptical, be honest. How many of you are a little skeptical of what I'm talking about right now? Don't lie to me. I want you to be honest. Anybody? Come on now. I want at least one honest person to want to, okay, I'm going to get you on this one, girl. You just wait for this. Some of you have heard me talk about this before. You guys know Elon Musk, right? They have the Neuralink stuff, okay? If Elon Musk, Tawana, for you, because you need to come off video. If you're going to raise your hand, girl, you better show your face. Don't you stay off video. You better show your face. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. There you go. We don't let the good looking people in this group for nothing. Okay. All right. So if Elon Musk were to approach you and say, "Hey, we have a software for the brain. We've been testing it now. It's been in development for 10 years. Very secret project. The government, it's FDA approved, all the approvals, whatever. Here's what it's going to do. It's a little tiny thing, no major surgery, right? All we're going to do is put this tiny little microscopic chip on this little tiny little thing inside of and on your brain. Like no nothing invasive whatever, but here's nothing's going to change. Everything is going to be the exact same in your life. Everything you believe, your relationships, your walk with Jesus, everything's going to be the same. The only difference is going to be this. When you wake up tomorrow after the surgery, you are going to believe with every ounce of your being that you were already a billionaire, but that sometime between the surgery and after, you forgot where you put all of your money. So let me ask you guys, if you could believe truly, like your name is uh, Kyle, your name is Mag, your name is Virginia, if you could believe with every ounce of your being, I'm already a billionaire, I've had $1 billion business like Melissa, if you could be convinced with every ounce of your being, you were the top realtor in the United States of America with the biggest commission, you were the number one, but for whatever reason, you forgot which offshore bank account you hid all of your money and you can't remember for the life of you where it went, but you know it's there somewhere, but you gave the password, you gave the code to somebody, maybe you converted it all to Bitcoin and you forgot your 16 different your 16 codes for your trust wallet, but it's there. How would you show up every day? Tawana, because you're the one who said, I don't know. So I'm going to call you out because I love you. How would you show up every day in all of your interactions? Would you be freaking out when your bank account was on fumes? Would you be insecure? Would you be doubting yourself? Would you be doubting whether or not you could become a millionaire?
Honestly, no.
No, right? Would you be doubting whether or not you had the smarts or the intelligence or the giftedness to make tens of millions of dollars in your lifetime?
No, I just have to start over. It's just
Yeah,
been a challenge.
I'm just going to do it again, right? So, thank you for participating. So, the point I'm trying to make, guys, is that it's all in your mind. Okay? You have to start. The mind is the number one thing to overcome. The tactics and the strategies and all the mechanics and all of these things, okay, are important, but it's the dynamics, it's the mindset, it's literally shifting the way that you perceive yourself and your own identity. And if you could live every day from that future self, from that person that you desire yourself to be, with God's help, I'm telling you, you will be more financially successful. And people want to skip over this part because it sounds really woo-woo and often, it's not very practical and it sounds a little ethereal and intangible. But I'm telling you guys, this is everything. Okay? Why do you guys think that there's people and like there's family groups that in England that have castles that literally have been there for 1,000 years and there's still royalty? Why do you think? Because they grew up in that environment and they expect it. They see themselves as royalty. They see the people serving them. They see how people treat their families. They see the respect and the dignity and everything. They feel like they're worthy of it. They feel like it's fitting. It makes sense to them. It's in alignment with everything they've experienced from a child. So they don't think it's weird when people want to give them millions of dollars or when people want to treat them like the king and the queen of England or something, because again, they know this is who I am. But how many of you guys grew up with a very opposite experience and maybe you grew up not in the lap of luxury? Anybody else beside me? Okay. I grew up a poor man. I had a poor man's brain. I had a poor man's self perception. So I have had to literally, and I'm still having to rewire the entire way that my brain has been organized since childhood. I have to see myself and the world entirely different. And the way that you do that is, like I said earlier, 2 steps. You need to every day visualize it, see it, write it down, get it into your head, get it into your heart. But then you have to make decisions as if that were also true as well. You have to ask yourself, what would $1 million Melissa do this month? How would she handle this situation? What would multimillionaire Sharnita, what would she do in this situation? How does she show up to this family gathering? How does she show up to this church meeting? How does she show up to this business conversation? And you have to keep doing that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm telling you guys, when you do that, watch. Watch and see what happens. It will blow your mind, the results you get. And again, tactics and strategies and all these things matter. You need to know how to invest, where to put your money. You need to know how to make, where to, like, what to do to make more money and increase your income and all these kinds of things. It's important to do. Don't hear me say that that's not important. But what I'm talking about right now, this is the most important thing you could do every single day to move the needle on your financial success. Does that make sense? Cool. Rant over. Okay.